Okay, welcome to Politics NY with Sky and Bouchon. Schneps Media is asking each candidate running for New York City office this year 3 questions in 3 minutes to get to know everyone in a fun way. And I'm with Alfonso Quiroz, and he has a dog on his lap also. So we were introducing our doggies, and Alfonso's running for New York City Council District 25 in Queens. So we're going to hear, Alfonso, why are you running? What is it about you? What's inspiring you this year to run for office?
Well, thanks, Guy. I really appreciate it. This is Stella. This is my 4-legged campaign manager. And so she's going to just stay right here as long as she wants to, if that's all right with you. Yes, my name is Alfonso Quiroz. I'm a candidate for city council here in the 25th district in New York City and Queens. That encompasses Jackson Heights and Elmhurst. I'm originally from the south side of Chicago. I came here about 20 years ago to New York from Florida, and I, drove all the way up here. I had no idea what to do after it was in Florida. I was working for a campaign that lost, and I had no idea what to do after that. So I decided on a lark to drive up to New York City. I packed all my clothes in plastic bags, threw them in the backseat of my car, drove up here, and we're calling everybody I knew to say, hey, do you know somebody in New York that has a bed or a floor, something where I could spend one night? I came up here, I did not know anybody. I had no job prospects, and I had no place to live. And lo and behold, 20 years later, here I am. I've got a wonderful little family, a great apartment, live in a great neighborhood, and I'm running for city council. That can only happen in New York City.
Awesome. What a cool story. So what is it about you now, Alfonso, having made a life here for yourself, that would make you the best candidate in City Council District 25, because it is an open seat and a competitive race?
Well, this district is the largest Latinx LGBT community in really the country, and I'm openly gay. But I really, I tell a story about, I think it was last summer, I was getting my blood taken for my physical, and I was with my doctor and got the results back, and lo and behold, everything came back fine. But on the bottom, it said COVID. And I asked him, what is this about? And he's like, well, you tested positive for the antibodies. And I was like, I can't believe this. This is so weird, because I wasn't sick. And I said, and I will tell you, Sky, during this whole thing, during last summer, during all this horrible stuff that happened, I was relatively cool. I was really calm, cool, collected. I knew what we were all going to do. It was very, had everything under control. So sitting there with my doctor, and he said, he told me what happened, or he said what the, results were. And I said, well, okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give my plasma, because that's what you do. And he looked at me and he said, well, Alfonso, you can't give your plasma. We can't take it from you because you're gay. And I was shocked by this. And he explained to me that there was a ban on taking blood or plasma from gay people from like the 1980s. And I get it back then when they didn't know what HIV was. Right. But now certainly they do, and they know that anybody can have this, and not just gay people. And I was really shocked. And I'm not much of a crier, but the only thing I could feel is this huge ball growing in my throat. And then the waterworks started, and I couldn't stop them. And it just went to show me that whoever made this decision about the plasma and about the blood, and whoever is continuing this on, there was no gay person at the table. So when there is no gay person at the table, bad things can happen. And I'm the only gay Latino running in this race, and this is the largest, gay Latino neighborhood in New York City and in the country. And so I feel like I really stand out that way.
Is there anything else you want everyone to know about you that maybe they don't, Alfonso?
Well, I guess the biggest thing is that I'm a huge political nerd, and I'm a huge history nerd. And those two things sort of converged back when I was in college, a junior in college. I was named a White House intern, moved to Washington, D.C., and was Hillary Clinton's intern in 1995. If you can believe that or not. I mean, that's, crazy, but it was a wonderful, wonderful time. I worked in her social office, and it was just an incredible, incredible experience. After that, I worked for Vice President Al Gore, who was running for president. They traveled around the country. They would drop me into a state, and the last state they had me organized was the state of Florida in 2000. Now, for us Democrats, that was not a good year, but it was really something. That's really why I always say that I've worked my way from Pennsylvania Avenue to Roosevelt Avenue.
Oh, wow. So that was where we started the story, when you were in Florida. So then you drove up here after that presidential race?
That's right. After we lost in 2000, I really had no idea what to do. Just drove up here on a lark. And lo and behold, 20 years later, here I am.
Wow. The story came full circle. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Yep. Alfonso Quiroz, good luck to you. And thanks for spending time on Politics NY with Sky.